What's going on, everybody? You just turned into the Heavyweights Podcast, Season 2, Episode 18. I'm EJ,
I'm Fabulous. I'm Big Pito.
and this guest that we have on today is someone that we're bringing back in straight from the Valley, Nathan Huerta from Harlingen, Texas.
What's up, guys? Thank y'all for having
What's
me.
up,
Hey,
Nate?
thanks for coming back, Nathan.
Of course.
Hey, Nathan, since the season's, now over and just reflecting on year one as a vaquero, how did it feel to do everything here at home?
It was awesome, being able to have actually all my family come to the games, being able to go see my family after the games, like going back to Harlingen after the game, like it's good. Like I don't have to only be with my family for a day after the game. I can actually be with them for the couple days, just spend time with them, actually talk about the game. It's been good. It was a fun season.
That's awesome because just having your family here, I bet it meant a lot just to have them in the stands and then to go see them afterwards.
Yeah.
So, diving into the season, when you look back at year one as a whole, what stands out to you the most?
Honestly, just how much we all came together and like played as a brotherhood, how much we proved people wrong, how much like we lived up to what we were talking about all off season. Well, for me, all summer with them, but like in general, we wanted to do what we talked about and we went out there and did it.
Yeah, for sure did. Best record in FCS history, right? It was the first year program, so that was great.
Yeah.
So you played football away from home before. How different did this season feel knowing you were representing Harlingen and the RGV every week?
But, it felt like I was playing back home again. It felt like I was just a high school kid being out there on the field. The environment and everything it felt good. It felt like I was actually home. Like I felt like I wanted, like I was playing for something.
Yeah, definitely. And do you think, like, knowing that you had, and I'm pretty sure you had people follow you, when you were at Texas State and all, but knowing maybe just having a little bit more people here, did that motivate you just like a little bit more to, hey, let me go a little extra mile here just to represent?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I have little kids here that are coming up to me and like want a picture or like just ask me questions and everything. And yeah, like I would get that at Texas State, but it'd be more online, more kids from the Valley online. But now they're actually here in person. Now I get to meet them and just talk with them, and it's good.
That's definitely awesome. From the first game to the last, how much growth did you see in yourself as a player?
A lot, honestly. From getting so much limited playing time at Texas State to now coming over here and being a starter. It's just it wasn't surreal because I knew what I was doing. It was just how much fun I was having with it. It was awesome.
What's something specifically that you think that you can say, you know what, when I first started compared to now, this is something that definitely I worked on and I could see that it got better.
Yeah, absolutely. So going into the beginning of the season, I thought I was doing pretty good and everything, right? And then we go into the Prairie View game, and we came out with the win and everything. And it's just I felt like I didn't have my best game, and I talked to my defensive line coach about it, and he was like, "Yeah, one thing I want you to work on is like I want you to work on getting off run blocks better." So that was one thing I had in my mind all season, and still so the next for like the rest of the season, he would just be on me the whole time, just you can't get off a block. I don't think you get off a block. And like, it just made me mad in practice to the point where like I was just trying to throw everybody around, try to get them off of me. But then like it became second nature in game. Every game after that, it was just get off a block, go make a play. Like that was just what made me better and what I improved on definitely in the rest of the season.
And you for sure made some plays, big plays this season for the Vaqueros. What was the biggest challenge you faced this season and how did you work through it?
Yeah, so I started the first two games, and then the third game I didn't start because, well, he had told me like I want to see you do better on the run blocking, right? So that was just one thing where I was like, man, like I didn't want to get myself down over because I know I can get myself back into that starting spot. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep working, put my head down, like prove to him that I can do what he asked of me, and then I had a good game, and then I ended up starting back the next week, and that's just something I overcame and something I like pushed myself to.
For sure. And I'm pretty sure it was a good feeling too to say, you know what, I'm going to do this. And you were able to achieve that. Was there a moment during the season where everything just clicked for you?
Yeah, yeah, there was. There's the UIW game. That was my game for sure. Going off that first drive alone, they're the whole week they were talking about how big and bad UIW was. Like, don't get me wrong, they were a great team. And then they had this one O lineman that they were just trying to hype up on the whole time. And that first drive, I think I had like three or some tackles on him, and it was just like it felt good knowing that I could do what I wanted to. And then I ended up having that strip sack at the end of the game, and that one just had me hype. Had that was my most complete game to of the season.
What's one lesson that taught you that you'll carry forward, maybe not even just for next year, but just from here on out?
You know, it doesn't matter if you're competing with someone at the same spot, you know, just being able to build a brotherhood and being able to have friends, close friends that are in your same position group as you, like that's something that has just like helped me mentally, like not getting mad when someone's going in and I'm out, like just being able to support them when they make a big play, like just be like, yeah, just being proud of each other, you know? That's just one thing that definitely like taught me a lesson.
How would you say the D line is like when it comes to that? Because obviously, I think you kind of talked about it right now. It's competition, right? Like, yes, you're a team, but at any time, right? Someone can be called up or move to a different position or just move down. How would you say that you all were able to overcome that as a D line? Because I would see in the sidelines, everybody was celebrating each other. So how were you guys able to work through that and just really say, "Next man up and let's celebrate them?"
Yeah, I mean, there's points where like people would get mad they weren't getting enough playing time, you know, just going back and forth. But like at the end of the day, we're all still teammates. We're all still people who we hang out with every day. We go out to eat all the time. We hang out in the locker room every day, meetings. Like we just push each other in practice enough to know that whenever someone gets into the game, what we should expect out of them, and that's basically what builds us so close together. And even when we get mad if someone's not playing or something in general, like you have to go and prove it on the field, you know?
Yeah, definitely. How much motivation did it give you knowing, younger athletes from the valley were watching you? I know you talked about maybe, like the little kids, but what about just those high school kids who are, looking for that next opportunity?
You know, it means everything, you know, just me used to being that kid, like seeing everybody from Texas, you know, Houston, like all the bigger schools. And now even that there's UTRGV here, like I can go meet high school kids, you know, like they ask me what they're doing wrong and stuff. Like it's be able to give them pointers and stuff like that's what makes me like feel good inside because I wish somebody used to do that for me in high school, you know, and I'm glad I can do it now.
Yeah, that giving back to them, right? That's awesome. What did it mean to you personally to help lay that foundation for a brand new UTRGV football program?
Awesome. You know, just being able to have some history, be a part of history, you know, being able to cement my name down as not only a starter, but like just being a part of that team alone, you know, and then being a part of it with some of my, now I could say close friends because I just spent the whole season with them, you know, and it's just, it feels good.
You're always gonna be remembered the first team, Vaqueros.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about,
Yeah.
honestly. Like
There
I
are
sometimes
50
I'm thinking
years
about, I'm
from
like,
now, 50 years from now, and they will think about that first team
yeah, and
when
I
you're
think
gonna be
about that
part of it.
sometimes. I'm like, damn, that's crazy, you know.
Yeah. No, but awesome job with, incredible season, and we can't wait to see what happens next year. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Lupe for the Valley vibes.
All right, Valley vibes, playing for home. And Nathan, this season hits different because you weren't just playing in the Valley, you were playing it for the Valley. What was it like seeing some familiar faces in the stand week by week?
You know, it goes back like, to me saying I was playing in high school, you know, just going up, seeing my family in the stands, seeing my grandma, my grandpa in the stands. You know, they were never able to make the 4 or 5 hour drive to San Marcos, but it was just, it was awesome being able to see everybody up there. Shoot, even some of my old coaches were in the stands. They're like, man, you had a great game today. I'm like, man, I appreciate you coming. Like, just it means the world to me knowing that they're up there supporting me and supporting like our team in general.
Did any of your former coaches go and see you?
But yes, I believe my head coach went a couple times, and then my
That's cool. That's cool.
our old offensive coordinator or my old offensive coordinator, and then a couple of my defensive coaches. But yeah, they would always text me like, "Hey, you're going to see your game this weekend. Like, have good luck and everything." So yeah,
That's a good feeling. Did you ever have a moment where you looked around and thought, this is bigger than football?
honestly, the very first game, like just like, taking it all in, like, dang, like, this is really happening in football in UTRGV. One, like, college football, right? And then two, like, this means so much more to the Valley than just playing football, you know? It's everybody in the Valley coming together. It's not one Valley team against another Valley team. It's like one Valley team just here, like, playing for everything just to defend our own turf, you know? And it felt really good.
How special was it to have family and friends consistently able to support you in person?
I don't even think there's a word to describe it as being special. It's just crazy, you know, just like overjoyed to have all my family there. Just you know, having them there is just so much love, so much support, knowing that like every play I make, they see it, every step I take on the field, they see it, like, even if I do something wrong, like, they can tell me right away as soon as I get off the stands. Like, in high school, my dad, he always used to have this whistle, right? And every time in high school, I would always, like I would hear it, he, like, tell me, like, what I could do better, and I haven't heard that in a while. And the first game that it happened, like, I heard it, I'm like, "Oh, I forgot he's in the stands."
That's
But,
kind of
yeah,
cool.
that was, like, even in front of all those fans, like, I still heard it, and, like, he was still able to, like, and, yeah, that's just something special to me.
Yeah, it is. What kind of energy did the Valley crowd bring throughout the season?
What energy didn't they bring, honestly? Like, didn't matter if there was freaking packed out, or it was fourth quarter and there was half the stadium empty. Like, they brought so much energy. Like, even when we're up against Incarnate Word, where that strip fumble in the fourth quarter, like
Mm.
half the stadium was gone because they thought it was a blowout. And then as soon as that happened, like that was probably the loudest I've ever heard the stadium, and that's because it wasn't even freaking full, and it was awesome. They brought so much energy and vibes.
How did the community show love to the team off the field?
Oh, awesome. It's just us going to have food. Someone walked past the table and be like, "Hey, you guys played awesome. Good luck this weekend." Like, just amazing. The community is always having our back, and we've had multiple people tell us like, "You're the NFL, the Valley," to us. Like you mean so much to us, and it's just it feels good to be able to hear all that from them.
Man, that's What's awesome. One thing about the RGV that fuels you as a player?
One, the food,
Of course.
but I mean, just the love and energy, like there could be so many doubters in the valley, just having people be like, "Oh, they're not gonna do good. They're playing easy teams," it's just
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, we're winning, we're coming out on the bright side of things, and that's what a lot of the valley is about is just supporting us, and that's the main thing.
that's true. If someone outside the Valley asks, "What is it like playing here?" How would you describe it?
I told this to a couple of recruits a couple of weeks ago when they were over here. I was like, I don't think you'll ever have another experience like you do down here. Like, doesn't matter how big a stadium you go to, doesn't matter where you're at. You'll have UTRGV fans there, especially at home games. Like, you'll come down here and you'll see it's just palm trees and everything. Everything just seems so basic, but it's so much more than that. Like, there's just so much to indulge in here with people, culture, football wise. Like, everybody loves it. And then even on our away games, so I would tell them like we went to Louisiana and our whole side was damn near full of fans, like orange, and you wouldn't even think like, dang, they would come that far to see a game, and they did.
Yeah, the Valley is special. They
Absolutely.
really love their football. What's been your favorite Valley moment of the field this season?
Like in
Off the
what way?
field, off the field. My bad.
So I like
Like off the field, like hanging out with your friends.
oh, okay,
There was
okay,
one
yeah, yeah.
particular joke or something.
Yeah, so I would say when we go to there's this place called Dog Stadium, and like we're very tied like with the owner and like he charges football, like we're always going like it's always good to go and eat there, right? But there was this one time we were all eating as a D line, and it's just we all ordered a whole bunch of food, and then we sat with an O lineman, and he ordered like 30 wings, and we were like, "What the heck is going on?" I was like, "No way, you're finishing all that," and he ended up finishing. I was like, "Dang, that's crazy." Yeah, I would say that was
30
one
wings.
moment.
That's crazy. I know. What's his name that ate like 20 wings?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. Good
Yeah,
Lord, he ate the most of everybody.
Yeah, he
yeah, Nathaniel
he
took
he ate
down
a lot.
some wings
Shocked, like, what happened, Lyman? What's going on?
to Abram.
Nah, I was like, "I'm good." He's like, "Let me get another order." I was like, "Oh, damn."
Hey, Nathan, I was gonna ask too, how was it on the away games, like the traveling? How was that experience for you guys or for you?
Well, for everybody in general, they were like, "Man, I can't wait to go travel and everything." I'm like, "Let me tell you one thing about the valley. Everything is far from the valley, like
Oh,
everything. If the drive was past San Antonio, I don't think we had a drive closer than Houston, but every drive was over 5, 6 hours. We had one flight to Louisiana, but like honestly, it was awesome. Just being able to be on that bus for a long time, being able to hang out with the guys, being in the hotel with the guys, like it was a good time always. Like we never made it a dull moment. Especially every time we stopped at Buc-ee's, everybody just loaded up.
Yeah, I
I
saw those
bet.
pictures on Facebook that UTRGV would post, and y'all would go crazy at Bucky's, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No kidding. What's your favorite thing at Bucky's that you always get? What's your
The
go-to?
beaver nuggets.
The bigger nuggets. Yeah, those are good.
Those are my favorite.
That's the go-to.
All right, I'm gonna pass it out to Feb. All right, all right. Let's get to know Vaquero. You ready?
Yeah, I'm
Favorite game day memory for the season.
favorite game day memory. Let's see. Oh, okay. So what was it, the last game of the season where we had the 3-hour delay while it was raining, right? So I was walking out. Okay, so like this, I'm gonna have a funny moment, and I'll give like a good moment, like actual game and everything, you know.
All
Okay,
right, all right.
so there was this one, we're walking back inside from like walking the field in the like pregame and everything, right? Like before warmups. And then I was like, damn, it's still raining. So I walked back outside. And as soon as I walked back like the little ramp, I just slip and fall straight on my ass, like in the water. And everybody was like, "You good? You good?" And I just couldn't stop laughing. Like I was just dying. But that was one like pregame moment for me, right? But big game moment just had to been um probably against Prairie View or Houston Christian, either one, where we had the big goal line stand. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like we might not be the biggest guys, but you couldn't move the ball on us on a 4th and 1 or like goal line 1 yard stand. Like we would definitely stop you right then and there.
That's awesome, man. All right. Who's the hardest worker in the locker room?
If it's not between me, it's between okay, it'll either be between me or my boy PJ or Percy Jackson, right? The defensive end. We're like the same person. He's just a little bit taller than me, right? But we're like the same person. We work out together all the time. We go to the field together all the time. Like he'll text me like, "Hey, let's go get a workout in," of course, and then he'll be laying down in bed. I'm like, "Yo, what you doing?" He's like laying down. I'm like, "Nah, get up. We're gonna go work out." Like we'll definitely like always just be prepping. Like, and we have this thing in the season where every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday we'll go out to the field. Like no matter what, doesn't matter what we're doing. Like Sunday we go out to the field. Monday is our off day, so we have to go and get like something and get some soreness out. He's like, "Hey, come to the field. Doesn't matter if it's like 7 in the morning or 7 at night. Just go." And then Thursdays, like before we leave, before we travel or anything, so that's our day to like actually go and work on hand movements, go and work on anything we need to for the game and like prep us mentally. So I would say either between me and him or us together.
Who surprised you the most this season?
Nobody, nobody. That's my team. I expected them to do exactly what we did, and nobody surprised us. I mean, nobody on my team at least surprised me. That's what we all came here to do, and the expectations were held high, and we ran right into them.
Yeah, you excelled it. The whole team excelled this season. What part of your game improved the most?
Definitely getting off a block, right? Getting off a block, dominating that line of scrimmage, and just being a leader and a playmaker. Just I wanted to do that for myself this season. That's what I believe I did.
Cool. Nice, nice. I kind of skipped one. What's the funniest moment during practice?
So there's cameras all around practice, right, all the time. And we had this news lady, she was recording us one time, and we were doing a drill, and she was recording one guy, his name's Abram Garcia, one of the D linemen, right? So we were doing a drill, and she was recording him. Like as soon as he was recording him, he did the drill, right? As soon as he finishes the drill, he falls and trips over the bag in front of the camera, and she goes, "I'm posting this on the news." We couldn't stop dying.
Man, that's that's funny. uh, one moment this season you'll never forget when you fell down. That's pretty memorable.
That was pretty memorable.
What's another one? Except for that one.
Another one,
Another one.
I guess, just winning our first home game, honestly, or winning our first game in general, our first home and away game. First home game, I had a good ball and everything, and then Prairie View was going to be our big test, and we ended up winning that one out in the very end, and that was a very memorable one for us.
If the season had a title, what would it be?
Shoot, that's hard. Let me see.
Nathaniel said the same thing too. That's a hard one, but that's a good
That's a
one.
hard one. That's a good one. Remember the Vaqueros?
Oh, that would be good. That would be good.
Or
What
year
was what
one?
was
Yeah. Or yeah, the year one. What
Year
what
one.
did Nathaniel say? What was
Man,
I
I can't
forgot.
remember. Like the I don't remember.
You
It
gotta
was
look it
a
up.
good. He came up with a good one, but we're gonna come back to this question next season, Nathan. So you gotta be ready for the sequel because we're gonna say what's the title for the sequel here. But man, I can't remember what Nathaniel said. I gotta go back.
Man. It's harder, isn't it? He's thinking of one,
I'm
right?
trying to think. I'm trying to think of a good one because like if he came up with a good one, like
Yeah.
hey, that mine's gotta be super good.
Yeah, he took some time and he was like, "Oh man, that's a good one," but he had to really think about it. But he did come up with a good one. I can't remember what it was.
He's probably ask me next year. Oh, well, let's see, let's see.
I would say just the word doubted.
Yeah. Nice.
'Cause
We're
that's
gonna
where we were
remember
all
that one.
season, was doubted. You know, they had us at the bottom of
Yep,
the rankings, and we ended up finishing, what, 3rd or 4th?
yep.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but you proved them all wrong, you know?
Absolutely.
What does wearing the UTRGV across your chest means to you personally?
You know, if I'm being honest, when I first came here, I was like, "Man, it's just UTRGV," you know, it can't really mean much. By the end of the season, it meant so much to me, you know, just being a part of this team, you know, being able to wear that V, that orange, like, if you didn't know, like, in Harlingen, Cardinals, right, hate the color orange, like, Harlingen Southside rival, like, I was like, "I'm never wearing this on my jersey," and then, well, shoot, I'm wearing all orange jerseys, so but, yeah, that like, it means so much, you know, just mentally, physically, like, I just love to play. I'll freaking play with this V all like, any day.
Now, the last question, finish this sentence. Playing at home taught me.
Damn, that was a tough one. Playing at home taught me everything, you know? Taught me how to love the valley again, you know, have all the support and everything. It's amazing. Simple as that.
Cool. Now I'm gonna throw it back to EJ for the final drive.
All right, Nathan. So year one's officially in the books. Now it's about what comes next. So what's the mindset heading into the off season for next year?
You know, just getting stronger, faster, you know, more physical, more smarter, you know, just recruiting also bringing in guys that want to be a part of this program, want to be a part of the mentality we have. You know, it's not only we're not bringing in guys who are super good or like doesn't matter what they are. Like if you're not gonna come in and fit the mold that we want, like we're not gonna want you anyway, you know. So it's people who want to come, who want to work, who want to win, and who want to just go out there and play for each other and not be selfish.
So true.
Sign them up again. Come
Yeah. Yes,
on.
sir.
That's what's up. So, what should the Vaquero fans expect for or from you next season?
For me, you know, just to be the leader, I know it can be out on the field, you know, be someone that they know they can trust on to make plays, be the person that can help lead this team to wherever we want to go. Hopefully a winning season, hopefully into those playoffs, you know, hopefully just come out with the win every week, you know, and just be that playmaker I know I can be.
Definitely. And what message do you want to send to the young athletes, not only in Harlingen, but just across the valley?
I've said this over and over, you know, just don't ever stop. Don't ever stop your dreams. Don't ever like give up on yourself, you know, always bet on yourself. What have you got to lose? Honestly, you know, putting yourself over everything is a great mentality to have, you know, bet on yourself, be the one who can make it up, be the one in your family who can always do something even when they're told they can't, you know, and just look up to the people who are in front of you. Doesn't matter who it is, who it can be. It could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, even a random football player that you look up to, you know, just try and be whoever you want to be, and even if you want to, just work your hardest. Honestly, just work your hardest.
100% there. So Nathan, I wanted to also kind of talk about, since we're talking about next year, the schedule. I know it just came out. Very excited and really just looking forward to the games. But September 5th at the Alamo Dome against UTSA. What does it mean to you? How are you feeling? How does the team feel? What's the vibe around the locker room?
Honestly, it's just I love to play in the Alamo Dome. You know, I think the last time I was there was when we played them at Texas State, and Texas State was playing UTSA like 2 years ago. And, like, the vibe coming from the locker room is, you know, what's next? You know, because 'cause we're doubted to lose against every D1 team we had this year. Why wouldn't we be doubted again to lose against UTSA? You know, why can't we go and prove them wrong, you know? They'd be like, "Oh, it's a second-year team, you know, they're not gonna win, whatever, whatever," right? But that was everything everybody was saying last year. First-year team, no way they're gonna come in and beat us. Prairie View, no, they were like, oh, I remember a certain tweet that said, "Come watch us beat up on UTRGV this weekend," telling that to the recruits, and then they ended up with the loss. So
Yeah,
that's one thing is just what's next, you know, what's in our way, that's what we're gonna go take care of.
yeah. I mean, we're excited for that one. We're already looking at hotels, make sure we get our butts there to
Mhm.
San Antonio. So we're excited, man. We got our season tickets on lock and we're ready to go.
Yeah, my San Antonio family's they're like, "We gotta get tickets early, you gotta jump on now."
Yeah, for sure. As soon as they open up, we're there, man. We're getting those tickets ASAP. So that's gonna be a good one. And then, Nathan, talk to us about. I saw on a couple of posts you're going to be joining a couple of your teammates, Fabian Garcia, his camp. Can you talk a little bit about that and just what's coming up?
Yeah, we always just want to give back to the community. And Fabian had hit me up a couple weeks ago. He was just like, "Hey, I'm doing this camp. Love if you would be a part of it. This could be for little kids. Be able to help them whatever they need, fundamentals. Have them just have the experience with D1 players. Especially us being from the valley, we can help as much as we can." I was like, "Yeah, bro, of course. Like, if anything that I could always do is just give back to the valley and give back to the kids, give back to whoever I can, and that's just what we're trying to do. I'm trying to plan one as well with one of the other linemen. We're trying to have a lineman camp later on, hopefully in the spring or the summer. Yeah, it's just about giving back to community. It doesn't. We're charging, but at the same time, it's just we're there for the community to give us a good good
Mhm.
recognition as well as the valley.
I think that's awesome that you guys are doing that, giving back to the community. February 7th from 2 to 5. Where's the location on that?
It's at Brownsville Rivera, I believe, their
I'm
indoor
sorry.
facility.
So yeah, make sure you guys go check them out, and I know that's gonna be a fun camp. And another question: you're gonna have a lineman, so are the heavyweights gonna be able to put on some pads? No, I'm just kidding.
Only if y'all are covering the camp.
Hey,
Hey,
whatever it takes.
wherever
Yeah,
it takes, man.
just
We might
little
head out there
Oklahoma
to the
drills.
camp, try to do an interview right there live with you guys
Yeah, that would
at
be
the
cool.
camp.
And then or even because we're trying to get it to either be like high school and middle school or just high school itself. So I mean, we're probably gonna try and pick an MVP of the camp. Just try and work that out.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Awesome.
be on the lookout for that camp coming up.
Yeah.
Nathan, just anything else you want to share? Anything else that you guys got coming up or you have coming up personally?
Nothing really. Just look out for that spring game coming up in the spring. Just show up. Show the love, show the support, especially for these new guys that are gonna be joining the team. Show them what the Valley football feels like. And then, of course, thank you guys for having me. It's always awesome being able to hang out with you guys on here.
Yes. No, thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, man.
Of
All
course.
right, guys. So we just want to give a huge shout out to Nathan. A Valley kid representing home the right way and helping lay that foundation for UTRGV football. Programs did really well in the first year. We know it's going to continue doing well with guys like Nathan. So to everyone listening, stay locked in with the Vaqueros as year two approaches, and the future's bright. The future's bright for UTRGV and the 956. So with that being said, Elvis is not here today, but I'm going to take his famous line: "Stay heavy, stay hungry, and stay unfiltered."
Peace, guys.